Greetings, Clashers! This is Galadon, and you're watching episode 60 of Clash of Clans Attacks. Now, I do read every comment left on every one of my videos, and I try to reply to your questions, and I'm listening to your suggestions, and that's why today's episode focuses on that fickle mistress, the Pekka. More specifically, I mean the GoWiPe attack strategy, which, if implemented correctly, can mean go wipe out your opponent's villages. But make a few mistakes, and you'll be going to wipe the tears from your eyes as you mourn those lost trophies. Now, the GoWiPe attack strategy itself is not that different than the GoWiWi attack strategy, and a lot of the same fundamentals should be used as far as aligning infernos, clearing surrounding structures, using the heroes, and things like that. Now, it's critical to remember the artificial intelligence of the Pekka, and that is that it will always go for the nearest structure. Not like the Golem, which will be headed for the nearest defensive structure, the Pekka will just go for any standing building. So in that regard, a Pekka works very similarly to a hero and will go for the same structures, and as one of my viewers pointed out, can work well in supplementing an attack where the heroes are slightly lower level. It's also important to note that a max level Pekka has little to fear from a multi-targeting Inferno and could actually withstand its damage for over a minute and a half. Now let's get into this attack here. You can see he's started his attack, he's dropped in his Golems and some Wizards behind. And now here are going to come the Pekkas together, and here's the problem. That Pekka does such a high amount of damage that to bunch them up together like that is just complete overkill. One Pekka under Rage can destroy a cannon or wizard tower or an archer tower in about 2 seconds. Now another problem here is those multiply stacked Rage spells, which is something we're actually going to cover in tomorrow's episode. But now, as you see, they've moved away from those Rage spells and they're working their way in a roundabout fashion around this base, while everything damages the heck out of them over time here. And when they finally get through this second layer of walls, they're still nowhere near that town hall. They're not going to head straight towards it because there's still surrounding structures that weren't cleared. The attacker has no rage spells left, no freeze spells left, and at this point, very few units. And yes, here it comes, the eventual, unfortunate fail. Alright, so let's look at another attack replay here, this one from Raphael from Lost Phoenix. And here he is going to attack from the southernmost part, the bottom of this base. And he's bringing the GoWiPe strategy. Now, he did bring witches in his clan castle, which I have to say is a great tool for getting rid of the king and the queen, and even with the GoWiPe strategy, I like the idea of bringing those witches along just for that purpose. And after a successful royal removal here, he's going to start his attack. He throws up his golems, supports them with some wizards behind, and eventually he's going to drop in his wall breakers in 3 different spots at the same time, try to open up some of these enclosures here. Now he does get these bottom 2 opened up, and so as the wizards and the golems move into that bottom one eventually, he's going to send in his king and his queen and his Pekkas pretty much all at the same time. Now the only thing I would have liked to have seen differently here is the fact that the wall breakers there, you can see them come in behind the king, queen, and the Pekkas, and that is actually going to affect what happens here. As you watch, the king and the queen have turned around, they're leaving that enclosure. Had the wall breakers gone in ahead of the king and the queen, they go straight to that X-bow, and then the town hall just gets wiped out from there. Instead, they still do eventually get to it, but in a little bit more of a roundabout fashion here. Those wall breakers destroy a few more walls, and now we're back on the town hall, and there it goes. One well-placed rage spell is all that is needed right there. Second one, just to make sure he gets 50%, freezes the Inferno, and there comes the second star. And he actually lets his units rage on for a while there and gets pretty darn close to a 3rd star, 77%. Alright, here comes another GoWiPe, this one from Clara of Lost Phoenix. And as you can see here, the king and the queen were asleep, so we didn't have to deal with that royal lure. The golems come in first, followed by the wall breakers there. She gives the golems a little bit of a lead so that the wizards aren't going to get targeted by those defenses. Now the biggest difference you'll see here between Clara's attack and the first attack we saw today is the way she deploys the Pekkas. Look at that, she spreads them out all apart, and notice how here when we freeze the frame, they've all headed for the closest structure, so they're all over the map. We got one up way up to the top there, one going way out to the right, 2 went into the middle, And like I said earlier, because of the high amount of damage that they do, it's really much more effective to have them spread apart a little bit rather than right on top of each other. Now, Clara throws in a jump spell there, but just ignore that. We'll talk about those spells tomorrow. And she's got a rage spell there, so the queen is getting pretty close. And notice how the queen doesn't even have to get over that last wall to take down the town hall. There it goes, town hall down 1 star. The king and the supporting Pekkas do their job around the outsides, getting the 2nd star, and Clara has the victory. So while there's always a lot of elements involved in any attack, I think that there's probably 3 deciding factors in a GoWiPe win. And that would be spreading those Pekkas out efficiently, watching out for those surrounding buildings and where they're going to go, and using your spells effectively. And here our star Clara did that, earned herself the 2-star victory and 10 trophies. So now it's your turn. Go out and try a GoWiPe. Let me know what happens. And if it doesn't work out, blame Peter $17.
I hear you, Galadon.
Yeah, well, you're afraid to come out of the bathroom, Peter, so what are you going to do about it, buddy? You've been in there for what, a day and a half? Can't stay in there forever. This has been Clash of Clans Attacks episode 60. Thank you very much for watching. It's your likes, subscribes, and comments that keep me going. And congratulations to player Jewish Lewish from the clan Exiled Legends. He is the latest winner of a $10 iTunes gift card.